Hi everyone, today we're talking about Microsoft, and Microsoft has just overtaken Apple to become the most valuable company. Obviously this has mainly been caused because Microsoft over the last kind of couple of days has held up very well when the stock market's gone down. Apple hasn't. Apple has gone down big time at the moment due to many things. Pretty much the iPhone sales have been reduced, and as always, it always seems to come out that iPhone sales are going to be pretty bad, and it turned out to be alright. So news that iPhone sales are going to be bad, but we don't have proof of that coming into the next quarter as it is. And overall, I've pretty much been a big fan of Microsoft on this channel for ages. I think for like the last year, I've pretty much said that Microsoft is the best buy on the stock market. I've said now that I still believe that Microsoft is the best stock to buy on the stock market. The fundamentals of the company are absolutely amazing, and it's a better company than Apple to invest in, 100% in my opinion. The revenue growth, the amount of sectors they're in, how much the sectors are growing at. The dividend is a really good dividend for the size of the company as well. It's an absolute phenomenal company to be invested in. Like I say, I've always said it's the best one on the market. I'm still a fan of Apple. I still think they're a good company, but they'll be growing, I don't think, at anywhere close to what they were growing at going forward, unless it starts changing its business model. I've said pretty much for the last 2 years on this channel that I believe that Apple needs to start investing into companies. That would be the best move for them to increase that revenue and start buying a couple of companies out, which they still haven't done. They've managed to grow the service side of the company very well, which is probably the reason why the stock's still doing quite well. Good balance sheet, but that's probably why the service side of it. So if you take away the service from it, Apple isn't growing that much. So it's not surprised that Microsoft has come more valuable than Apple. I think the big one is that it's overtaken Amazon. I'm not sure how long that will last because Amazon is a beast of a company, and I won't be too surprised if Amazon comes back and overtakes Microsoft as the most valuable company, because it's a great company. 5 years down the line, I see Microsoft and Amazon being in really good places, better place than what Apple are. So we'll see what happens there. But it did make me laugh that that Microsoft, the news of Microsoft becoming the most valuable company wasn't really, it wasn't put out there that often. You didn't hear much news on it. Well, I didn't when I was looking at a lot of stuff. There was hardly any other mention about it. But when a company like Apple does it, it seems that Apple is just covered so much on the media. Microsoft isn't. And Microsoft kind of like over the last year having such a good year and growing so well was never reported that much in the media compared to how Apple and Amazon were doing. So I think that's a little bit strange, but Microsoft's starting to get mentioned a little bit more in the media, and I start to see a few more analysts, the big time analysts, come out saying, we're expanding our position in Microsoft, we're cutting down in so and so, but we're expanding our position in Microsoft. So I see a few more analysts now starting to pick up on how well Microsoft's doing. So it is starting to get a bit more attention, is Microsoft. But on this article here, we see that Microsoft Corporation surpassed Apple Inc. to become the world's most valuable public traded company. All it took was a $300 billion route, which obviously was from the last few weeks. After briefly claiming the top spot on Monday, Microsoft shares rose 0.6% Tuesday, pushing the company's market value to $828 billion at the close. That exceeded by more than $1 billion the value of Apple, which has tumbled this month on concerns about iPhone unit sales. Just a little bit on there, but potentially that we could be looking at Microsoft as a $1 trillion market cap company going into probably the end of 2019-ish, maybe mid-2019-ish. So that's something to keep an eye on. The last time Microsoft's market capitalization was bigger than Apple was in 2010, according to the data compiled by Bloomberg. A recent stock market swoon has taken a toll on nearly all technology companies, but investors have punished consumer-focused companies like Apple and Amazon more than firms that mostly cater to businesses. Like Microsoft, it's down 6.3% since the start of October, while Apple has lost 23%. So yeah, you see that like this article pretty much is saying is, whereas the market's down 10%, Apple's down 23%. Microsoft has held up so well. I've talked about this over the last few days. Microsoft has stood up so well to them sort of losses and has hardly gone down that much. I think it's carrying on recovering a few more of his losses right now, and that's just because it's a strong company with so many sectors. I think people feel very confident in Microsoft, and like I say, it's definitely the buy that I recommend the most on the stock market right now. So guys, that's the video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Give the video a like, subscribe. Thanks for all the support recently. It's been really good again. So I'll see you on the next video.